Hello to everyone and welcome to our session today. We are going to discuss about Oracle Exadata System Monitor Services. And I'm happy to share that today we are joined by some of the members of the Oracle Product Management team. So we have Erika, Juergen, and Mahesh joining us today. All right, I think that everything is covered from my side. I'm gonna pass over to Erika now. Erika, over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Violetta. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm Erika Sciunzi. I'm part of specialist observability specialist of Oracle. I'm here today with two colleagues of mine, Mahesh and Juergen. Mahesh, Juergen, would you like to introduce yourself? And next slide, please.
Yeah, sure. And I can start. So my name is Juergen Fleischer. I'm based in Germany, and I'm part of the product management team for products like Enterprise Manager and the OCI services in the category Observability and Management. So the whole team is named Oracle Enterprise and Cloud Manageability. So it's on-premises and cloud services. So that's me.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mahesh Sharma. I'm based in the UK. I'm in the same team as Juergen, so he's already explained what we do. As Juergen said, we look after all the O&M products, the observability and management products, so things like logging analytics, application performance monitoring, database management. So if you have any questions, please put them in chat and we'll try to answer them for you. So next, I think, is a short video from our product director, Sriram Vrinda. He couldn't make it today. He's at Open World. He apologizes, but he's sent us a quick video.
Thank you, Juergen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sriram Vrinda, the product management lead at Oracle for cloud database observability and management. And I'm thrilled to have you all today to discuss about what Oracle has to offer in this space. I am joined by my fellow PMs, Juergen and Mahesh, who would take you through the depths of these features and capabilities in detail as we progress through the session. Today, our focus is on two critical aspects of data infrastructure from a telemetry standpoint. One is about database management to manage your databases from a tactical perspective, and then ops insights to take it to the strategic level. Let us start by addressing these challenges in terms of how companies face from a data manageability perspective. Imagine you have a wealth of data stored in various databases and your business is rapidly growing. You will need to ensure that your data remains secure, your systems perform at their best, and you're not overspending on resources that you don't need. And that's where our solutions would come in handy and take you to the next level. Our cloud observability and management solutions are designed to empower you. They provide real-time insights into your cloud systems, be it within Oracle Cloud or any other authorized clouds that Oracle has approved of. You can also bring in your on-premises systems, and that helps you monitor performance, ensure security, and maximize costs. Think of it as having a set of digital eyes and ears that keep constant watch over your data infrastructure. Some of the key features include real-time monitoring, automated alerts, and predictive analytics. These tools enable you to make informed decisions, spot issues before they become major bottlenecks or problems, and allows you to plan for future growth effectively. But you don't need to just take my words for it. We also share real-world success stories this year at Oracle Cloud World, which is kicking off tomorrow. We have a bunch of sessions that we would deliver at Oracle Cloud World, starting with innovations in cloud observability and management, which talks about the strategy and roadmap. And then we have a deep dive into how to get started with database management, how to perform capacity planning, and also do SQL analytics for Oracle databases and Exadata. And one of the key questions that we keep getting from customers is OCI DB management or Enterprise Manager better, and how do you compare and contrast them? We also have tips and techniques for monitoring your databases, your WebLogic systems, how to do SQL tuning for experts. And we also are excited to launch a new manageability service for MySQL systems. So you would hear a lot about that. And we also have sessions around strengthening your cloud security, which talks about proactive threat detection and threat and intrusion detection analytics. OCI stack monitoring also provides monitoring of your entire stack, and we talk about that as well. So in a nutshell, we talk about the entire AI-driven observability and management that we want to do in this space. So as you would see, we have an exciting set of sessions that would unearth many of the questions that you might want to get answers to. I invite you to embark on this journey with me. Let's explore the world of cloud observability and database management together and discover it and see how you can make your data infrastructure more efficient, secure, and cost-effective. Thank you for joining me and the team today. If you have any questions along the way or want to deep dive into any aspects of our topic, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. The team would help facilitate a conversation with me if there is a need. Thank you again.
So thank you. So you heard from Sriram. And so today I will go through a short presentation, and then let's jump into the demo. But we have a big team, and please keep the session interactive as much as we can, and post your question in the QA. Okay, some of them will be taken on live. Okay, so let's start. Okay, yes. Share my screen. Okay, let's start. Let's start saying that all we see today is about Exa, but also large database fleet management. Okay, he can also apply to Oracle database. And as you know, there are several deployments, and all that we saw today can be applied in the public or cloud at customer or on-premise. But whatever deploy you have, actually, Exa is an important asset. And as an important asset needs to be, of course, optimized as an investment. Several departments rely on Exadata, and also the business want to have a closer look. In general, business want to have a closer look into the IT, because IT is not the black box anymore. It's really becoming critical for a company, directly connect to the company revenue. And of course, we want to control, understand, optimize. And this is actually the FinOps goal. So how can I inform? Inform means that I want to have a view of what I have about what is inside my IT, about my asset. I want to optimize them by taking a real-time decision based on fact and also on prediction. And then I want to be fast. So I want to continue to implement my efficiency innovation and defining governance and control, for example, for cloud usage, but also for asset usage in general. This is what actually the market is asking as a next step in monitoring. What we have now in Exa in general. So let's come back, focus on Exa. That's what I see. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but I see the company, of course, as applying a system monitoring tool on Exa, network and security tool, because those are part of company guidelines for monitoring and are mandatory for each company asset. And then there are diagnostic tool. Can you please write which is the most famous diagnostic tool that company or that Oracle offer? Sorry, I don't see the chat, but I guess you guessed that is Enterprise Manager. So Enterprise Manager is one of the most affirmed tool in terms of monitoring Exadata, and actually I've never seen a customer who has an Exa without Enterprise Manager. It's really something that is there since years and is really affirmed. So which are the limits of Enterprise Manager? Well, actually, Enterprise Manager is a really good tool, but often is used by just DBA. maybe some infrastructure system engineering can use it, but the business is not so frequently used enterprise manager. It's deployed in cells, and it's really good for the drill down into the root cause, but actually maybe there is a lack of reporting. That's where we want to improve this monitoring and bring the monitoring to the next level, because this effect is the elephant in the room. So I'm not sure that you are aware about the elephant in the room story, but it's when everybody touch a piece of the issue, no, of the elephant, and nobody can see what that actually there is a big issue and nobody see it because it's not there is not a generic view. So what we want to do today is turn the light on, enriching, leveraging Enterprise Manager with Operation Insight. This is the architecture. Okay. So here I pick up Exadata, but as I say, it can be XACC or XACS, also other Oracle database fleet. So what we can do actually is attach to Enterprise Manager, get the data from the repository, bring the data in OCI, and then connect Operation Insight to them and deliver some really useful dashboard. Just one thing on this slide, please notice that the connections are all in outbound. Okay, so you don't really require any VPN between the two, between on-premises and OCI. So everything is going out, and then you can set up the cloud management gateway. Just of course, you don't want to open your backend to internet or to OCI in general. So we can take all the flow to Enterprise Manager and then send to the OCI. Okay. So any question on this part, Juergen, Mahesh, that you want to share live? That you want to answer live?
Nothing at the moment, Erika.
No.
Okay, thank you. So let's go on, and that's the 3 use cases that we will see through the demo. Okay, I will jump in a demo in 1 second. So first use case is trend forecast. So how much resource I will need. Second use case is insight to SQL performance. So what does I change? And then third, we can see all of this applied to Exa specific dashboard. Okay, let's jump into the demo. So I'm not sure you are familiar with OCI, or some of you, of course, will be. Some of you know, but this is OCI. Here you have the menu where you can jump and browse on all the services that we offer in OCI, that are more than 100 services right now. And here there is all observability part. So today we will focus on Operation Insight, but we will see, and actually you heard from Sharma also, that there is a big, there's a huge bunch of services that actually you can use. Okay, let's focus today on the Operation Insight, and that's what we have when we go inside the database. So from here, we can see from the overview of the Operation Insight, we can see that actually this is our database fleet. And in this case, we really don't care if on Exadata or not. In the first use case, the forecast can be applied to all the large database scenario, of course, including Exadata. So here we have 56 database deployed on 8 hosts. Okay. First thing, capacity planning. Capacity planning here, you have like a really generic view of what is going on in your company in the last 30 days. Well, you can actually also change the time, like here, and the information are kept for 25 months. So there is a really good retention. And here you can see a generic view of the amount of the total amount of CPU that you have and total amount of CPU that are you using. because it's really important to also focus on something that you are not using, okay? Because this means also optimize. Then same information for storage, memory, and I/O.
Erika, I have a question here. So lots of my customers say in those widgets, so for example, in that CPU widget, you have minus 5.26%. What does that actually mean?
Thank you, Mahesh. This is meant a trend. Okay, so the trend of the CPU means that you are actually decreasing the usage of the overall of CPU. And
okay.
Yes, overall the database. And yeah, for example, the storage is increasing, and also is increasing the memory.
Okay.
For example. But if you want to have a specific view, you can drill down into the CPU insight, and here you are saying that 5 databases already reach a high level of utilization of CPU, but it's giving you also another information on top of that. That information is, of course, possible to get also an enterprise manager. The information that we can give on top is that in 30 days, actually 13 database will run out of CPU. Okay, so this is the next step, the extra step that we can provide with this tool, and it's giving you, of course, the trend and the dot consumer. So the ranking by CPU, you can change of course, the statistic in the user change, and also utilization can be, of course, positive or negative, the user change, and also for storage, memory, and I/O here. Actually, you can even drill down more by selecting a CPU for the databases, for example, and here can you see you have like this case seems that this database is reaching, it's not consuming much, but it's reaching the top. But are we sure that we are reaching the top? Well, let's see. Here you have all the trend for the last 6 months, for example. And if I take a larger observation period, I can see that this not actually happen. So more data you have to observe in general, more accurate are the prediction. Okay, you can also exclude some period of time, of course, in case are not part of the statistic.
So
really, yep.
So in that trend and forecasting, on the right-hand side is the predicted amount. Is that what you're showing there?
Yep. This is the dot line. Yep.
Okay. So looking at what I have in the past, and you can tell me what's in the future as well.
Exactly.
Okay. So I can figure out if I'm running out of resources by just looking at here. Okay.
Yes, indeed. And actually, you can also decide to deliver appropriate tuning, for example, for usage change. So for example, if you want to, so an enterprise manager, you have the utilization in general, okay? But it could be that you always have big utilization, for example, for data warehouse, okay? But if you order by changing, so usage change, you can say, for example, that this B is changing a lot, so it required to be tuned probably. In this case, we saw that is not the case because there is an up and down trend. And then you can, starting from that, you can scroll down and understand all your database, how are doing. And from the one who actually, for example, in this case, needs some attention, you can easily, you have time to tune it properly, okay? Or maybe to allocate budget, depends. If there are more workload, of course, it needs more resources. But in that case, you have 1 month to allocate budget that you don't have to rush. Don't run to that. Okay, so this is the trend forecast concept. You can also aggregate by tag. So for example, you can aggregate by a department, and this help you, for example, kind of a chargeback, or maybe you want to simply rank the database of the department that are consuming where you want to allocate the resource, okay? And of course, on the VM cluster, host, and etc. So you have all the other statistics here.
So Erika, what does the size mean? So the color and the size, what do they represent?
Okay, the size of the square are in this case a usage. You can exchange with allocation, for example. Whilst the color represents the utilization, and here you have the legend. So it's like here in this case, the dark green means that it's changing a lot.
So the darker color is the greater use, the biggest change.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you can apply this for storage, memory, and I/O. Okay. You actually also have a kind of access to the backend, so where the data are collected. And in this case, for example, we can see you can query this data because maybe you want to have your own widget to put on a specific dashboard. What we are seeing today are all out-of-the-box dashboard, but of course you can customize. So if there are any questions, I jump to the next use case. And the next use case is more about DBA tuning in terms of SQL tuning, okay? So let's jump on Oracle SQL Warehouse. Oracle SQL Warehouse. Okay, let's start from Enterprise Manager. What does Enterprise Manager provide? Enterprise Manager provide the, for example, top SQL statement. Okay, but top SQL statement means that maybe the one that are on the top are always been there. Maybe there is one statement that takes 5 minutes and it's taking 5 minutes to see server, so it's acceptable. The difference from that to this is that here we are analyzing the statement itself, so we don't really care on which database is running. We analyze the statement, and then we analyze the degradation of the statement. So there will be, for example, the statement that has always been taken 5 minutes could be in the efficiency, but can't be in the degradation because it's always been that baseline, the baseline. So in this case, for example, you can see he say that we are analyzing 55 database on 3,000 statements. 20 of them are degraded. Then 17, I can see there is a change in the plan, the execution plan. 7 are improved, whilst 13, and this is pretty interesting with customer, no? Because it's one of the most famous cause to the degradation. So 13 statements actually degraded, but also there was also a plain change. So it's worth to investigate and drill down into that because it's easy to fix it, okay? Because it's enough you hint at a different execution plan, or you create some index and then you can easily fix it. Here you can see the SQL response time analysis in general, so it's the same thing basically, but on a graph representation. Of course, you can set up alert on it, okay? You don't have to stay all day looking at the dashboard. You can set properly alert that aware you when there is something wrong. So let's drill down in the degradation and plan change. And then here you can see this is this statement that is running on 4 database. On one database is taking longer than before. Okay, so what this is saying is that this statement is degrading, but just on one of those databases. If I drill down into the statement, here I see, for example, the test, the SQL ID, of course, and then the execution plan. The execution plan, I can see there are two different execution plans. One seems to perform better than the other one, and I can actually compare if I want to be sure of that. I compare, for example, by plan, and I see that obviously this plan is not good. In order to guess on in which database I have to take action, I go on databases and I see and have the confirmation that actually this plan is probably affecting just this database. Okay, this is an analytics tool, so it doesn't mean to replace Enterprise Manager. So in order to fix it, you can easily go on Enterprise Manager, or if you don't have Enterprise Manager, you can use database management. That is a tool. I don't know, Juergen, I want to spend 2 words on database management in case they don't have Enterprise Manager.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Juergen.
Okay. So first of all, let's assume that most of our customers are having Enterprise Manager, but DB management, I mean, it is offering same features, services like you can do from your traditional Enterprise Manager. So like Erika just said, you can kick off SQL jobs from DB management and look at how the SQL, like what we're doing here, how the SQLs are doing, and then adjust your database. So it's and DB management in future will get more and more features of similar like we have now in Enterprise Manager. All the details we focused on the most important one with the current services, and later on DB management will have the full capabilities similar like Enterprise Manager to change and manage anything inside your database what is needed.
Yeah. So yes, thank you. So in the future, you have the choice if you want to still using Enterprise Manager, or you can use database management that is completely managed by Oracle. In both cases, you can use Operation Insight to potentiate the monitoring. Okay, just to avoid confusion. So from here, you have to go to Enterprise Manager directly on the database and put an hint or whatever action you want to take. But actually, identify the problem, aware you about the issue, and then you can quickly act. Actually, you can also here build your own information. For example, you have the SQL Explorer. The SQL Explorer collects all the statements that are running on the database, and you can on your databases in general. And here you can create and actually browse them as if they were a database. So, for example, I create some query. I open that create, and here I ask to. Okay, it's not opening. Okay, let's try again. Otherwise, we can do it. Okay. Here, for example, I ask to have the SQL ID ranked by the average CPU time. And here's what I get. So starting from here, for example, I can investigate and drill down. Okay. So this is I'm basically in the back end of Operation Insight. Then I can build my own dashboard here, my own widget. Then I can put on dashboard, of course. So last use case, if there are no questions. Last use case is Action Start. So all we saw on those 2 use cases, Oracle database can be applied to all Oracle fleet management. But if you are running on Exadata, of course, we have specific dashboard for Exadata because Exadata contains several databases, and that's, as I said, is a pretty important investment in general. So we build a dedicated dashboard for Exadata, where for quarter, half, full, so you can see here, and you here, in case you have more than one Exadata, you have the generic metrics. You have more metrics like Exadata storage that we didn't have for basis, and then you can drill down inside the system. Here you can see the telemetry is taken from Enterprise Manager, so that means that is connected with the schema that I showed you at the beginning. And here you have the CPU, the memory, IOPS, and access storage. One typical use case of those is, for example, let's say that you have several databases running on Exadata and you observe some degradation. Here you have all the metrics all together, and that means that you can actually understand if the problem, for example, is on the database, is on the host, or for example, is in the storage server. Okay. At the same way that we group it before, after you can group here also from, for example, VM cluster. Okay, we have just one here, but in case you have several, you can have this matrix and this trend for all your cluster, specifically for one Exadata system or Exa system. Okay. How are you? I mean, you can, of course, daily log into the interface and understand if something goes wrong. You can set up alert. So, for example, tell me which system will run out of memory in 30 days. This is an early warning. You can also set up here a report. So this is one of the last capability. You can create a report that is telling you all the findings in the last, for example, week. You can select the host, the database, or Exadata system based on your interest. And then once a week, you will receive on Saturday, you will receive a report on what is going on. OCI in general, considering that you can integrate this information, you can send with your email, or you can integrate it with a third-party tool. Okay, in OCI, I mean, we are quite interoperable with your monitoring system. In case you want to just enrich the metrics and alert taking from here. Okay, great. Mahesh, Juergen, there is something that you want to add?
Not really. So I'm just checking. So there are no open questions at the moment. I think something. I mean, what I thought, what you could, or what we could mention is, so in those forecast report, and you have shown for the databases where we are monitoring how it's growing, and so we always have by default this linear regression we are using to show and to calculate the forecast. But as you have seen, so yeah, maybe if you pick, and so if you go to a larger time window, we can see some of those databases have what we call seasonality. So you can see a weekly change in that, let's say Mondays or a lot of things to do. So and there's and this is something which, and you can see here from the forecast, so we can pick up this seasonality of the data, we can figure it out. So our forecast is taking this into account as well. So, and here it is not that, the impact is not that huge, but for other metrics, other databases, we could have, for example, that sometimes at the let's say weekends, or even certain months. Yep. So, and therefore it's good to have this, not just a linear regression, but have to be able to follow those seasonality as well. Yeah.
Yes, indeed, it change. Yeah, change a lot.
Yeah.
One other thing to point out on that screen is that what we're looking at here is an aggregated view. But if you click on the max usage there, Erika, on the chart on the right-hand side of where you are for allocation.
Okay.
Yep, just there, max usage. It actually shows you what the actual maximum usage of that system is, which is better for budgeting in effect. So you really want the max usage and not the aggregated view when you're doing budgeting.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, for budgeting, actually, it's also worth to group by some tag that you define. So every time that you start a database, don't forget to tag it, because based on tag, then you can group by differently.
Yep.
Okay, there's one thing that I forgot to say. If you are OCI tenant, you can I have this environment actually by enabling demo mode. So by enabling demo mode, you will have, like, of course, fake data are not the real your data, but you will have data here, and then you can navigate and try by yourself. Okay, you will have like an environment pretty close to the one that I use today. You probably will miss something from Exa, but all the rest will be there. Okay, yeah. I see some raised hand, but please post your question in the QA, and we will answer live if you like. Okay. So we saw that we can predict now how many resources we will need in the future. We can predict till 1 year, so 365 days. We support a database since like 11.2.0.4. I mean, is pretty good support and any kind of deployment. Of course, this forecast can be used for tuning, but also for budget allocation, for example. Okay. We saw the SQL performance comparison between each other. So the difference between the top SQL statement and the degrading statement. The degrading statement is something that needs to be probably investigate more just a top SQL statement. And then we also saw that there are specific dashboards for Exadata. Let me say that barely any customer was just Exa. Okay, so Exa is it's a really important asset for you. But of course, you have also other assets. And the needs to control, optimize, and understand what is going on actually can be applied also to other customers, the other assets that you have. So what I want to say is, whatever you are using on-premise or cloud services, Oracle OEM can offer a set of services that we went really quick in the demo, but you have other session on those services that can apply to other assets. If you are actually running any OCI project, just a reminder that for OCI, observability and management is by design. So use the fundamental services, get used to that, because are actually native for several OCI services and are already integrated. So it will be much easier apply monitoring to OCI environment. Okay. All of this can be extended for on-premise or eventually other cloud vendor. Okay. So if there aren't any question, I want.
No
okay.
questions.
So Juergen, Mahesh, thank you really much for your support. And get back to you, Violetta.
Thank you, Erika. With that, I would like to thank you all for being here with us today. Thank you, team Erika, Juergen, and Mahesh for being here and helping us and delivering such a great demo. We hope to see you again soon on the cloud coaching sessions. We hope that you enjoyed this experience. And of course, I would like to wish you to enjoy the rest of the day. All right.
Thank you really much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Violetta. Thanks, Erika.
Bye.